Hey, what's up? Today is August 24th, 2018. Welcome to First Cup. My name's Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. So good. So warm. Apparently, I got taller. No, that's the wrong way. So, one of the people who had formerly been associated with one of the tangential Whistlekick projects lost their minds about 48 hours ago. Now, I'm not going to talk about too much about the specifics because I don't speak poorly of others publicly. That's just not how I do things. I take to heart the notion of praising publicly and criticizing privately. It's part of my management style. But holy crap, people are weird. Just weird. Like, how can I express this without giving too much away? It blows my mind when someone screws up, when they are called on it, when it is incredibly clear to everyone around them that they have screwed up. Not only does that person not admit their fault, but they double down on their mistake, and they try to convince you that you are wrong. Now, in this equation, this person wronged someone else. And as I and other people of the team, hold on, drink coffee. I and other people on the team work to remedy the problem that this individual created. This individual reached out to the person they wronged and yelled at them. It is so absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I just can't. Now, why am I sharing this other than it's a mildly entertaining, but not so much because it's so vague story? Because I'm realizing that this crap is going to keep happening. It's going to be bigger and more. And the challenges around running this organization, the things that I don't like, are just going to become more so. See, whatever we do, there are always going to be elements that we don't want to do. If we're doing the thing or things that we're passionate about or love or need to or are destined for, however you want to look at it, there's other stuff you've got to do on the sides. It happens. I've never met anyone who only has to do the things that they want to do. You can minimize the things you don't want to do. I mean, that's basically the life I've built, but there's still stuff I don't want to do. And the more successful you get with the things that you are good at, the things that you want to do, the more stuff you don't want to do. And we don't tend to talk about that. You know, we see, I think when we think of people who get to do what they want to do, we tend to think of people who are wealthy, right? We think of people who maybe are celebrities, whether it's musicians or actors or big entrepreneurs. I've known very wealthy people. I've known very successful entrepreneurs. I have not known famous actors or musicians. But I've watched enough documentaries, and I know how business works, and I know that they don't just get to hang out and perform at shows. They have to practice. You know, the best touring musicians spend a ridiculous amount of time practicing the show. The best actors have to spend a lot of time running lines. and forming and maintaining the relationships that lead to the invitations to read for parts. It's no secret that there are musicians who don't get opportunities even though they're better, or better athletes sometimes not making as much money because they're not on certain teams. We can't discount the importance of relationships, right? So quite often people don't want to play the game. They don't want to schmooze. They don't want to go to events and talk to people or spend time on the phone or social media or whatever. Sorry. Maybe you can get to a point where you can stop doing that, but you've got to do it. Maybe you, like me, don't want to manage your finances and deal with the accounting. I don't enjoy that at all. But I've found a format that allows me to do it in about an hour a week. So for that hour a week, I deal with it every Wednesday and do my books. And I think for a lot of people who could be successful, could really have what they want, they refuse to deal with the things that they don't want to deal with. They would rather push that off to someone else as part of a compromised effort. Instead of running their own business because they don't want to deal with the accounting, they work at an office where they don't have to do accounting. But even then, even in that job description, there's something that they don't want to do. And so they do that part poorly, and it holds them back on the rest. If I did my accounting poorly, which I did in my early 20s because I didn't understand it, it created problems. And now I've got quite a few years of experience running businesses and handling the financial aspects of that. And it's become an asset. It's not one I enjoy, but it's there. Ugh. So don't be afraid to address, to attack the things that you don't want to do. If you understand how they relate to your goals, to your life, to whatever, they probably won't be so bad. And stop putting them off. Get them done. The thing that you want to do the least is probably the thing you should do first. Because when you approach the thing that you don't want to do, when you have the least motivation, the least energy, you're going to do it worse. It's already destined to be worse because you don't like it. We do better at things that we enjoy. So do it. More samples shipped yesterday. You guys, the product catalog is going to go from sparring gear and a little bit of apparel to an actual catalog. There's so much stuff. This is great. I'm so excited for this holiday season, Christmas, whatever you want to call it, because there's so much stuff. So much stuff. I'm working on stuff for the team. Ooh. Hey team, I bet you don't watch this show. I'm working on stuff for Team Whistlekick. Oh, I'm gonna rant for a moment. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. All right, here's what I need. Here's what I need from people. All 15 of you that may watch this. Somebody left a critical review on iTunes for the podcast. That's fine. If someone doesn't like the show, that's totally fine. But this critical review doesn't make sense. I don't know what episode they listened to or 5 minutes of an episode, but their criticisms, there were two major takeaways that I had reading it that didn't make sense. Number one, they said that I don't like grappling arts and I'm down on anything with grappling. I'm in my third school with grappling. And then the other thing they said is that I'm down on sport martial arts. We have a competitive team and built our product line around sparring gear. That doesn't make sense either. And unfortunately on iTunes, I can't respond. There's no way I can go over there and say, hey, respond to this. Like every other review platform I've seen, which bums me out. Because I really want to understand like what episode this person listened to or how they got there. Because, so here's what I'd like to ask. Could you guys go over to iTunes and leave a review and back me up? That would be great. It's like 45 degrees outside. I woke up, it was so cold. Whoops, left all the windows open. So I'm in my cozy robe instead of my warm robe. All right, this is way too long. It's 11 minutes. I gotta go drink more coffee. I talked so much I barely drank my coffee. Look, you can see the coffee. That's how little I drank because I was talking so much. You can also see the world's oldest iPad. I'm trying to jailbreak it because there's a nerd element in me that won't go away. All right. I will see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye. Peace.